Okay, so in my last video, I had talked about we got a new all-time high, which was expected, but then I also said it was this day when I did my last video. I believe it was the 14th. Let me check real quick. Pretty sure that's when it was. So let's see, because I talked about us potentially having some consolidation, or that's what I wanted once we hit that new all-time high, and that we had. Let's see, that was on the 14th. That was on the 14th. We had that was here, and then the new day had started, so we had this six. And what I had marked was I had marked a head and shoulders pattern. I mean, a cup and handle pattern, and I said that the initial target was here, right here. Let me turn this off. So that would have got us to around 63, and then I said that the other target was around I think it was between 63 and 67 is what I said. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. Right? Because that would have been the full target, right? So here's what I was talking about though. We had a 9 right here that didn't get back tested or retested, right? So that was at 61.80. I said once we hit this high, we had the funding rate at that time was relatively high. Now it's going down because we're having a little bit of a pullback. What else? The CMF was also starting to kind of trend down. I did say that it was good that we had broken these peaks, but that we needed. I mean, this was at what, 0.2, so we needed to go higher. We had a reversal here. The on balance volume also showed wasn't, it broke out, but we needed to get higher than this. And then the RSI, let's see, I think the RSI had again, we had broke out here, and here we came down. It was right here. Uh, that did look like we were going to potentially go higher, but that ended up breaking down. So this is all on the daily. So I can go ahead and get rid of this because we got this retested with a red one, like I thought. And then this area right here was the area of what I called resistance. And then this area, I mean, it took forever for us to get past 60,000, but it really was a zone. So where we're in this what used to be resistance zone, and it should serve as a support zone now. I'm not going to say that that is 100% likely, but that's what should happen. I can go ahead and hide these, and I can show you where I started to, because I actually scaled out of some of my, or small amount of my position, just the position that I have that I usually trade. So here's where I started to get, I mean, I look at the charts and I have some things that I look at, and first thing is the 1 hour 30 MA, because we actually, we use that, or you can use that as a good trading strategy. That's right here. Yes, it told you to get out here, and it would have got you to re-enter, and you would have got out. That would have been pretty much break even minus whatever fees you would have paid. This one broke out here, and then so that would have probably been a loss, whatever the fees were. And then we broke down here, and then here's where I started to really pay attention, because we had a 9, and then this found support, 1 to 4 candle correction. We actually went all the way to a 9. We retested here, tried to go up higher, and if I look at the CMF right here, we really didn't. We kind of broke down. Yeah, it was higher than where we broke out, but it really, if I'm looking at the CMF, this area right here, we were higher there too. But right here, so 0.7 and right around there, we kind of didn't. It looked like we were breaking out. We had a green 2 above green 1 above the 9, came back, retested. That looked like we were kind of commencing the run up. So let's look at on balance volume though, because the CMF still would have hinted that you would have been okay. On balance volume started to go sideways. On the 4 hour, was there not a 3 hour, 4 hour? Is there anything there? It started to trend down, but that was just trending down with price. Where did we actually start to break down? This is where we broke down right here. That would have got you out. But this is what I'm looking at. I want to look at here. So on balance volume was pretty much sideways. There's no indication there. CMF would have been going up. So that would have kind of lent you that. And this would have indicated some buyers, but that ended up falling. RSI. I'm just going to look at the standard stuff. RSI had started to tremendous here. So, but if anything, we saw the breakdown on the 30, and then we started coming down. But I can look at my funding rate. My funding rate was still, it went negative. That's good. It was still positive. We were breaking down. Okay, so now where am I looking at? Where am I going to get kind of concerned and potentially, I could have exited here. Again, you could have exited here. But where do I absolutely need to exit? So we had a 9 here and we had a 1 here. This area right here, if price can bounce with momentum up, then that means that was good support, because that's just the way the TD sequential works. So this is a setup trend. You have a 9. These areas, especially with the 1 that whenever went all the way to 9, and then the 9 being a reversal area, that showed there was buyers here, buyers here. You could probably pull up the CMF and see that there was buyers there. So I'm looking at this one, some buyers, right? That came in strong, but then the next hour didn't do nothing. And then right here, this 7 closed pretty much below this 5. Let's see what the low was. The low was 63.91. This closed at 63.43. So, about what, $40 down, $50 down. And then it also closed below the 1 and below the 9. So that's bearish. You can see we had a 9 here. I'm going to pull up, I'm going to get rid of this, and I'll pull up the RSI. And you can see that we were oversold, right? So right here, we were oversold. That kind of indicates a good time to buy, right? We're oversold here, went up, but here, 9, 1 to 4 candle correction, and then now we're going back down. And if I would have pulled up the 30 MA, right? So here, okay, we got some buying, and then price broke down again. Now we're getting a red 2 below a red 1 below the 9. This didn't get properly retested. This should have got retested with a red 1, or the momentum here should have been great enough to where it closed above 4 candles prior. So 1, 2, before, at the 6, right? So if this candle right here would have closed at, say, 60.8K, because this is at 60.7, but 60.75, 60,750 or 60,800, that would have been awesome. But it didn't. So here, and then now we're losing momentum again. And then we are still having, so that's when I saw this right here. I took a position out. I did see the, it rallied back up. I was watching the CMF. It looked maybe a little promising. But if I just work off of my 30 MA strategy, I can see here that, not 830, that we didn't have enough momentum to get back above it. So I'm still, even though I might have exited my position here, I'm not going to re-enter really until we see some good momentum, because this is a good strategy. We're getting some support here. Maybe this rallies above this 2, so like 60, say 60.9. That'd be $1,000. As the CMF showing indication of us going up, it looks like it's trending up a little bit. Nope. I mean, we're kind of flat. So we're in this area of support. I did sell off a small amount, not financial advice, but I did, because we could potentially, if we break down here, I would say that we're probably going to fall back down to the mid 50s. This looks like a potential, maybe the formation of some sort of downward momentum. I mean, you can obviously see that this is support right here. That's support right here, right? So this bottom end. The daily, I also don't like, what I was looking at too, I also don't like this candle. Look at that. That is a mean reversal candle. That's a reversal doji candle. I don't like the way that looks, especially if the week closes like this with this type of candle formation. Our CMF's trending down as we're going up. We could finally see this SAR, the stop and reversal point, get hit. So it's at 53. Next week, it should close maybe a little bit more up, somewhere around mid 55s. So, we get a 10% drop, sell off, find support. I don't think this is the end of the bear market. We did have some crazy movement last week in Doge. Everyone was talking about Doge, which was insane. The movement there was tremendous. It's crazy. I'll pull that up and talk about that too. But right now, I'm out of there is some that I hodl, but I'm out of my position. We'll see. I'm going to be patient. This 30 MA should continue to trend down. We'll see if we get some support. Exited, say, right around, say 60,000. Worst case, what was this low? The low was 61.55. So say 60,200. Right now, this 30 MA is at 61,300. I'm still going to be patient and wait because I don't like the way this weekly candle's forming at all. So we'll see how that goes. Let's look at Doge. So like I said, Bitcoin, we're in this should be area of support. I'm going to look at the RSI real quick one last time. If we end up, so usually whenever you're overbought so much, it usually just doesn't go from peak and then get, all the way down to the lower end of oversold, but it usually finds support around the 40s, and it did here, went up, and then now we're just continuing the trend down. Unless buyers come in, and the 4-hour on the CMF does not look good, right? Oh, no, I take that back. We're starting to get some support here. I thought this was still trending down. I know it is on the daily. Yeah, see, so that doesn't look so great. Hourly, starting to trend back down. So we're just being mindful. 4-hour looks like it. Oh, I didn't mean to close it. Looks like we're getting some support, but that could be momentary. Definitely, this isn't, like I said, this is support. We consolidated for so long, so we'll see how it goes. I would say if the RSI, if we end up getting a big dip, right? I would say that the RSI, if it gets into the oversold area, it's usually been a good time to buy. So if I bring up here the funding rate, we were kind of negative here. That would have been a good time to buy. It didn't go. I say negative. If it goes below 30. So if it goes below 30, that was, market was net long on the 4-hour. If we end up getting oversold, say if we get a 9 count to the downside, like a big dip, maybe we go all the way to like 55. Maybe we do 55 today or tomorrow. Would that match the Lucid SAR? How far is the SAR? I should remember this. I looked at it. I just looked at it. That's at 53.2. So, yeah, just watch it. I mean, you could technically set a buy. Maybe we have a large dip right now with large momentum to go back up. That's definitely possible. So you can have a, I don't like to catch knives. See, the funding rate's starting to go negative, or not negative, but start to decrease. If this goes negative, and we have a large, huge sell-off all within, 30 minutes or an hour, I would say that's a good indication of a buy. But you'd have to watch it. Let me pull up this Ichimoku cloud real quick. I want to see where those are. We're below that one. I want to see. That's on the daily. The weekly, we're probably way above it too. Yeah, not enough to really show anything. But let's look at it on the 4-hour. Maybe the 4-hour has. Nope, not so much. We're finding some support at this upper cloud, this green cloud. We're below it on the hourly. So there's really nothing there except for on the daily, but this one's way down here. This one's at it's at 53. Could we see a large sell-off? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happen unless we break the 50, or we would get such an aggressive move down. But I think, I'm going to watch it. Keep my eye on the TD sequential. And possibly the RSI. And if we get into the oversold area on the 9, with CMF showing some good support, which it is starting to show some support now. I just wish it would show some more on the hourly, but it's not. And because where we're at on this 9, I'm going to be mindful. Maybe we consolidate for another couple of hours, retest, and then if this fails to show some upward momentum, we go down even more. But it just was the start of the new day, 50 minutes ago. So 50 minutes ago. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll look at Doge real quick because I did have some input on that. We'll look at Doge USDT on Binance. I believe has the most. This one has the most data. So, I mean, we can look at it here. If you would have bought, what was this, Friday, the big hype day? I think Thursday and Friday. I mean, you'd currently be down 40%, as much as almost 50%. We're gonna. You can see here the RSI was at 96. I think that's the highest it had ever been in its history, or close to it. 94. Yeah. What is this? Yeah, 94. So that's the highest it had ever gone as far all the way back. I say history. Looks like Binance didn't have it on here until 2019. I thought they had more data than this. Yeah, 2019. I thought there was more. Let me see if I can find a chart with more data, because I don't like that. That only goes back to 2019. Let's see. Bittrex. Does Bittrex have a little bit more history? 2018. There's a futures contract on Binance. That doesn't have much. Maybe I should have prepped for this a little bit better. I doubt that this has a lot of... Yeah, it doesn't look like TradingView has a good bit. Oh, Poloniex. Poloniex probably has a good bit, if I can find Poloniex. Oh, that's Doge and Bitcoin. This is calculated. There we go. Poloniex has all the way to 2014. So let's see. So the highest it had ever been, the RSI, this is 92. I mean, I can just put a straight line here and see if that was the highest it had ever been. Let's see. But right there. Let's see. It's the highest it had ever been. So that's the highest the RSI had ever been on the daily, ever, in history. So if you thought it was going to go higher, kind of bad news for that. So, I mean, but the returns are still tremendous. It doesn't really matter. I mean, they're huge. Even if you got in, last week on the high, you're still up over 200%, 3x. I mean, that's insane. So, but I mean, you can see here, there's some divergence. CMF's going up. I really just wanted to look at this on the daily. There is a 9, and since the price movement was so large, you didn't spend a lot of time at any one price. So, I mean, it went up 100% in what, a day? Yeah, a day. So you can see here, you're sitting at support. This 9, I believe it's going to go back, what is this, 19 cents? I think it's going to go back to 19 cents, especially if we see a large move in Bitcoin. We can see what the prior all-time high was, but it is in this cycle. So here it's at, say, 10 cents. We'll look at some targets on the hourly that weren't retested. Really, the next one is what? 19 cents. These were all, this is large support right here, right around 13. So say like 15. This one wasn't retested on the downside. This is also at 10 cents. So I would say 20 cents, there could be a large sell-off there. And then you'd probably find some buyers coming in at that area, at that level, and you could run up, what, 50% relatively quickly. This wasn't retested here. This is also at right around 14 cents, 15 cents. Again, look at this 9. That marked the top right there. That was perfectly on marked the top for Doge. So again, mindful of watching it. I do think it's going to go back down to around 19 to 20 cents. So watch that, and that's all going to be based off of the way Bitcoin moves. Yeah, so we're, I mean, I'm not surprised that we went below 60. I say that it took a while for us to break above 60. Here, right here, we were at 60. Here's where the big breakout candle was. Pretty much all that has been erased. And then we're back in this zone. So just got to be mindful of it and watch. You know, is this the end of the bear cycle for Bitcoin? No, but we could see a pullback over the next week, and you know, maybe blood in the streets. People saying that was the top. That could bring us 15 to 25%. Drop is what I've been saying. So a 15% drop can get us all the way down to 55, 25 to 30 would get us back here right around mid 40s. 25% would get us to low 50s. So I would say 15% drop right around 55K would probably not be a bad idea for a buy-in. But again, you'd have to reassess on the drop. And if we hit the Lucid SAR today, or this week before the end of the week, that'd be right around 53, say 250, 50. Don't be greedy. Maybe set a buy at 53.3 or something like that for some large sell-off for some reason, and then massive price up movement. So we'll see how it goes. But just had to hop on real quick because I saw the price movement, and I mean, we are down. I had exited a position. We are down right around 8%. So, and much more for Doge. What did I say? Almost 40%, 30%, almost 50% if you had bought towards the high. So, yeah. If you don't stay humble, the market will humble you. So you just got to be mindful of this. But I appreciate it, and thanks for watching.